Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here, and today I'm back with another Best Young Players in the Future. Today we're going to be focusing on the centre backs. You see in the year 2018, these are the best players, and I'm going to run through them for you today. And anyone wondering, I did get a new microphone. It is a better quality, but it may take me a few videos to actually get the quality right, just messing around with the settings and that. So it may not be as best it will be, but no doubt in the future I'll be able to find the perfect setting. But it seems alright for now, just watching back after just doing a couple tests. So, yeah, bear with me for the next one. But keep in mind, my next couple Manchester United, in my Manchester United series, up to like episode 17 or something, or 16 at least, I think, with my microphone I was using before. So please keep that in mind. So here, definitely I did take off the unrealistic transfers and Manchester United players so you can see all the players possible. And yeah, of course, it's hard. You know all these players here, you know already. I know a couple of people said you should focus on maybe younger players, 18-year-olds or something like that, that people don't know. But the thing is, they don't get as good as these players. You want to get the best available, these are the guys. So the first guy, judging by the highest value player, Raphal Varane, you know, still at Real Madrid. He's a very solid player. He probably is the best centre-back, and you probably can retrain him to play defensive midfield as well. I think he can play that position well. You see here, he starts off amazingly. His first season was his best season in terms of average rating, which is really good. Over an 8 rating, that's amazing. Really, and he really keeps up the standard. So if you're Real Madrid, you know you have a good centre-back on your hands. And next up, the best youngest player I know signed him from my Manchester United one, looks like he still looks fairly similar, but he's amazing pace, strength, everything like that. Physically, he's amazing, but with his tackling as well, that's really, really good. He's really good marking and really good tackler. No doubt he'll be that world-class level defender. Can play, left back as well, so he's a very good player. Interesting, he goes to Marseille first for 7.5 million, then moves to Man City. The first season he had for them wasn't great, but you see the first one at River, he showed he can do well. So no doubt, he's a future signing for a young prospect centre-back. He's one, definitely. Marquinhos, starts at PSG. They recently bought him. He's a good player. Again, another pacey Brazilian centre-back. They're all pretty decent. But for me, he hasn't really been too amazing in terms of his overall rating, average rating. First season, pretty average, and it does improve, but the next season, again, it wasn't really great. So I think he's okay. He's starting to improve now. He's having a very good season right now with an average rating of 7.16. You can't complain with that. Next up, Bruno Martins, Indi, who right now is 26. He's, again, he's very strong, very fit as well. Balance is important. You want important balance. You don't want your centre-backs falling down or something. That'll be pretty bad. He's very strong, very good heading as well. 17, very, very strong. Starts at Feyenoord. And really performs very well and sparked the interest from FC Porto. 11 million signed to them, and again, really good as you would imagine. In the Portuguese league, does well, then moves to Chelsea, and he shows he can do well in the Premier League. That's something very important. Premier League is probably the toughest league, and some players don't perform there. That's something, one point of this you want to see, definitely. And next up, Mangala, he's a solid defender. Strength is 18, that's strong. Balance, again, I really find balance to be important. Quality, like I said, you don't want your centre-backs falling down or just making, those. You see sometimes in real life how centre-backs, they slip or something, and causing errors. That's one thing. He's only got 14 tackling, though. It's not that really, really high level. But still, he's at PSG, so he is definitely a decent player. Next up, Doria, who's a bit younger. He's only 23 right now, and he's gone to Barcelona, so being 23, he could probably improve a bit more, but still, look at that. He's a very, very good player. But I would imagine it takes a lot to get him. You see, 32 million. He actually moved to Benfica first, and his first season at Botafogo was a pretty solid season from a younger player. I think it starts at 18. You can see they're getting over a 7 rating and just kept that up for now. But his first season at Barcelona, that's one thing you got to be careful of with signings. They're probably not going to play to their best or to their high quality standard in the first season, especially when they're going to a foreign country that they've never been to before. You've got to allow at least one season. I've noticed that in the game many times, not just FM 2014, games before. When you sign players from another country, they need time, more than a season. You can't just expect instant results in one season. So here's one guy who's probably lesser known than other players, Fabian Schär. He's a very good penalty taker. That's one thing that sparked my interest. Composure 15 as well. Those go together. But yeah, still, he's a very good centre-back. You see important attributes, strength. He's a very strong player. He's made a lot of movements in his career already, in his young career. Starts at Basel, has an okay season, not too bad. They moved to Southampton, pretty average to be honest, but you think Southampton, they'll concede a lot of goals, so that would plague his rating. And then moved to United. Did very well, but he didn't. Yeah, he couldn't get the game time he needed. So now he's moved on to PSG, and again, he's had an average start, but he's only played 6 games. So he's a guy who's struggling to maintain a starting position in a top 4 team. So that's something you might want to keep in mind as well. Might be a good signing for maybe Europa League type. Not sure, but anyway, Matthias Nastastic has moved on to FC Bayern. Interestingly. Where does he start? Man City, obviously. First season was solid, but still not heaps of performances. Didn't get heaps of game time, really. Second season, a bit more, but still, he didn't really get above 7. And for a top 4 team, you definitely need that, to be honest. Second season, wasn't getting too much game time again. So he wanted to leave in January to Bayern Munich. And look at that. Amazing. It's so amazing how a player can move teams and play so differently, and that's what game time gives you, to be honest. But don't forget, he only improves as well in the game, so you do have to keep that in mind. He's one of the best centre-backs, in my opinion, in the game. Phil Jones, again, definitely a guy you probably know. He's pacey, 16 pace, he's pacey, strong, really good defender, can play in midfield, right back as well. He's still stayed at United, but he hasn't been amazing. He hasn't set the world on fire. Apart from this season, he had 8 player of the matches, so that was his standout season. And he's just going to be a player that's going to play. He's going to be a very solid player for you. He's not going to win games by himself. That's up to your strikers and that, of course. But he's going to be a solid defender and a squad player as well, because he can play midfield positions. Juan Jesus from Brazil, he's still at Inter, so he's again yet another Brazilian centre back. They've got heaps. They're really good. People will say Brazilian, you know them for their attacking flair and that, but they've got a lot of really good defenders. And you can see that with Juan Jesus. He's got some very good attributes, and he's got a good goal-scoring record as well. He's been scoring goals every season. That, of course, is good from some centre-backs. Next up, Stephen Colca, English player, of course. He's played 45 times for England to now, so he's a very good international player in the game when you come this far. Starts at Cardiff, obviously, and first 3 seasons dominates for them. Again, especially considering Cardiff, you would imagine they'll concede a lot of goals. But see, he's kept them in the Premier League with some good defending, obviously, so that showed, and maybe they did get relegated in that season, not too sure. But he signed for United, and he just continued to play. No doubt he's a Premier League level and showing that top 4 level as well. So if you're an English team and you need those English players, he's definitely one. Nicolas Nkoulou at AS Monaco right now. He's strong, stamina. He's got a great positioning, mental attributes. His mental attributes for a defender is really important, and I would imagine that will show in the average rating. You can really see there. Starts at Marseille, dominates pretty much for them. Then moves to Man City. He dominates pretty much. But again, I really noticed this a pattern. When a player they do well, and then they have a season where they don't get played as much, or they don't play as well, and they get shipped off to another team. So I'm surprised though, because his previous 2 seasons for City, he was just amazing for them. So I'm not sure what happened, if they signed another centre-back or something. I'm surprised in that. Okay, Marc Bartra, he starts at Barcelona. Physically, he's okay. Not bad mentally, and technically he's good. He's a solid centre-back. He'll be a good top 4. You see there, Monaco signed him for 10 million. Didn't get too much performances, but when he actually did play for Barca, he did well. 2 player of the matches in 12 games. That's not too bad for a centre-back. First season, just gelling with the team, and then you see he definitely improves in his average rating. Anyone else? Hummels, about him, 29. You don't really see him. Because he's a solid player already. Inigo Martinez, again, he's one. You go in history, career stats. He's been at Sociedad for the whole time. Hasn't had amazing ratings, to be honest, so I probably wouldn't recommend him. Players I've shown before him are more recommended. So Jason Murillo, this guy is a younger type, definitely. This guy is a guy who could probably get cheaper. People who say you just show the best players. This is the guy you have to go for. If you want a guy who's less popular and young, starts young, get this guy right here. Starts at Granada in the Liga BBVA. I'm not sure how much he starts at, but I remember, I think it was FM13. I remember him more so from that. He was really cheap. But look at that first season. 8 player of the matches, 4 goals, and he keeps that up. Well, didn't score. Yeah, he wasn't as good in second season, but still was solid. Next season, he's kind of lowering in his performance, but eventually moves to Arsenal, and now he's a Premier League defender, and he's really, really good. He's a very good player. So, I would recommend him. If you could get him and, of course, Balanta playing together, very good young players. Samuel Umtiti, who is now at Tottenham, starts at Lyon, of course. He plays really amazingly, especially in the second season. He just dominated pretty much. Next 2 seasons weren't so amazing. Then moved to Tottenham for a fee of 35 million. Pretty good. Yeah, he's a solid defender. Marking's really good. He's going to do the job for you. He's a solid player. If you can sign him, he's probably for that money. I probably wouldn't sign him for that much. I would go for some others before him for like that much. But still is the next guy. Starts at Bayern Munich. First season he's injured, but when he came back, he played some games and was pretty good. Next season, did well. And you see, he moved to Schalke, and he's a very good player in the Bundesliga. I'm not sure Premier League because he hasn't moved there, but Papadopoulos, this guy's amazing pretty much. He's at United as well. Look at that, marking 20, tackling 20, and those mental attributes. To me, he reminds me of Puyol, to be honest, in his attributes, because he's kind of a smaller centre-back. And he's a Puyol of these times, pretty much. So he'll be a recommended sign. That's what I mean. You could sign him way cheaper. And then the previous team, Tottenham, where they signed Umtiti, this guy's way better, to be honest. Especially after a few seasons. When he's like 25, 26 now, he's in his peak, he's in his prime, and he just dominates those high attributes. And he's quick as well, strong. Everything is good. I would sign him 100% for a big team. Get him, you have to. He's probably, he's the best. Even though he's not the highest valued by his attributes, I would judge him as the best. So that's just my quick opinion on him. Stefan Devry, who's currently at Atletico Madrid. He hasn't got too many high attributes, technically and mentally. Mentally he's got a couple, and physically as well. I don't know, he doesn't look too amazing, but he's a guy who's always had decent potential. He's a guy who will slot in that kind of Europa League team, which Atletico Madrid are. Well, even though sometimes they could qualify for Champions League. But again, it comes to my judgment what I thought. With the not really amazing attributes, it doesn't show. His average rating is honestly pretty bad. They're really bad ratings, so I would not recommend him at all to sign. Even though he does have decent potential, he's always had that decent potential without being amazing. But he didn't really show in the average rate. Jerome Boateng, you know about him. He's 29 now. He starts fairly not old, but a pretty experienced player. Ricardo van Rijn, he can play right back as well. He's got some decent technical attributes going forward. So he'll be a decent player. You see signs for Valencia, does okay for Ajax, and Valencia hasn't really gotten a chance for them, so you can't really judge too much from his performances. Bayek here, this guy starts, maybe like 23 or something, 24, and again, he hasn't played too well. And this is one thing, you can't just judge on their attributes. Something very important, for me at least, I like to judge on their actual performances. That's something, because there might be hidden attributes or something. Well, there is actually hidden attributes in the game, and they definitely make a contribution to their ratings in games and how they play. Not just judging off their attributes. Depends on the personality of your teammates as well. Just whole different things you got to take into account. You can't just see a good player and say, I want to sign him. You got to scout a lot. And you got to compare them with your current teammates and how your team plays, formation and everything, and the role you want them to play. You can't just sign a good guy. But anyway, Toby Alderweireld, I've no idea how to say his name, but he seems a good player. And right now we're going down in terms of the quality of the players. You've got this guy Calderon here. If I click on him, there you go. He's got very good mental attributes. Technically not amazing, and that kind of shows in his average ratings, but he is not playing at top 4 teams, so sometimes it's hard to judge from their average rating because they will concede goals. Virgil van Dijk, again, he's at Roma right now. Again, a guy who doesn't have amazing attributes, and again, it definitely shows in his performances. That's what I mean. Players that seem well-rounded aren't good in the game. Like you look at him there, he's got well-rounded attributes, but they aren't good. Trust me, look at the average rating I showed you. go for guys with very strong defensive attributes. Players that are mixed like this, he's not good enough, especially for Roma. You would imagine Champions League team. Yeah, they're not good enough in my opinion. Yeah, but again, that's just my opinion. You got different people. I'm just judging from what I can, what it shows me here. Same with Stefan Savage, the ex-Man City player, but he's got 17 marking with that. I think he could get decent average rating. See, look at that. He's had some good performances. Look at their 8 rating. Not too bad. And 7, yeah, he's pushing up to 7 ratings now. So, yeah, he's decent. He'll do the job for you. Maybe, yeah, again, another Europa League player. I know I use that a lot, but outside, like the amazing players, that's what they are. So, next up, Alvaro Domingo. As you can see here, another guy with great technical attributes, marking and tackling. So, I would imagine that will reflect in his ratings. But it doesn't really. He had one good season with Napoli when they signed him, but still, hasn't been great. But as I said, sometimes it's hard to judge defenders because if they have a bad season, the whole team, it will definitely judge on the defenders, which is not a true indication into how they are. Again, Raphal Varane, this guy is probably the same. Again, really average player, not impressed with his average ratings as well. They're in the mid 6, even below 6.50, which is not great at all. Here's potentially another younger guy, Martin Hinto. He's okay. He's 25 now. Again, he falls under the same boat. He falls into the same boat. Like I said, he's average. He's just average. He doesn't have high tackling or marking attributes, so that reflects in not being amazing in his average rating. So now we're really pushing to these older players who start fairly old. So I'm just going to try and find guys that would start fairly young. Rafael Cartagena. He's a regen, so you don't want to see him, even though he's pretty good. Dede, everyone here is pretty... Yeah, these are the older types, to be honest. 26, Jeffrey Bruma. Yeah, 26 is probably the highest you want to see, or maybe 27. You know him. He's obviously used to play for Chelsea. He only played a couple appearances for them, and yeah, he's been okay. He's still he's spending time for PSV, so hasn't really moved to a really big European league, like the top 3 or 4. So it's still hard to judge, but he hasn't dominated in that league, Eredivisie. So again, it's hard to judge. Dedrick Boyata, I know some people might want to sign him because I think he's transfer listed first season. He generally almost always moves on for free. Look at that, free. He's a decent free. If you can sign him for free in the first season, yeah, definitely. I would go for him. Even though you look at the bad average ratings, he's a solid player for if you can get for free in the first season. So keep him on your tabs, definitely. He's a definitely solid player. And yeah, now we're pushing under 10 million. So I'll finish off with one guy, Daniele Rugani. He is okay. He's got tackling of 16. That's pretty good. So I would imagine he'll be okay. Yeah, look at those average ratings. Yeah, he's actually really good. A really good player would sign him. So I'm not going to go through all of these. This is just about showing you the top players for now, at least. And just rounding off again. They're always, to be honest, there's always going to be the big names there, but there's always going to be that one player. Like, in the strikers, there was one. I can't remember his name now because it just I'm just going to have to do this. Timo Werner. He was the highest valued in that. And if you go back here, the similar to that will be Balanta. He's in that. Yeah, he's in that same boat. Like, not at a huge team, and then Werner starts at Stuttgart, so he's like, he's even more so. Where did Balanta start? He starts at that River Plate, so even more so. He's more unique and more or less known. And Indi, he's another one. Doria as well, starts Brazilian team. Fabian Schär. So there's some unique players there that aren't really world-class in real life now. So there's a couple names for you. I'm trying to get through all the positions. They will come eventually, and then I'm probably going to branch off into countries, and then maybe like later in the year I might try and do a series on this, trying to maybe just sign young players and do a best young players in the future series. Maybe just sign limit to myself signing under 21 players and try and develop them or something, or just see how it goes. If you like that idea, drop in the comments. And yeah, generally these episodes are going to be a bit longer, so I can show you as many players as I can. So drop a like if you want some more. Drop a like just if you enjoy my videos in general, and the comments, of course, comment what position you want next. These aren't really in any order whatsoever. They're just what I feel like doing on a specific day. So if you could do that, it'll be very much appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time.